Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 53rd episode of Concerned Dabs Podcast. I'm your host, Katie M. Kane. Our guest tonight, ladies and gentlemen, KV from GameNewz Inc. KV, are you with us?
Yes.
All right, sir. How are you doing tonight, man? Oh, your audio is not coming through, KV.
Audio's not.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, you might have touched that mic button. We're good. So what's
Okay.
going on tonight, man?
Just, man.
Ah, damn, the audio is does it sound like that on your end too, Mitchell? It's not coming through, it's chopping. Uh, everything looks good on the server connection.
Audio.
Is your phone is that your phone vibrating?
Yeah.
And if you're on the Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
if you're on the Wi-Fi, put it in airplane mode, and then nobody can call you. That's probably
Oh,
what's disturbing the audio is all the notifications coming through.
just. Is that better?
Yeah. Well, let's hear you do a mic check real quick. Oh, now it looks like his video is freezing. All right, KV, your video is freezing. Can I get you to leave the call and come back?
Is that better?
Okay, I can hear you now. Okay, can I hear you talk for 10 seconds straight?
How's that? How's that, man? Is that better? Straight up and down.
Yeah, it's a little bit better. It's still kind of choppy, but we can struggle through it. Oh, and then his camera went down. Dang, man. Dang, man. KV, are you still with us?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, what have you been into lately as far as cannabis marketing or with GameNewz Inc? Can you talk about yourself? Do a quick intro and
Well,
what GameNewz Inc is, and I mean I know you have multiple things going on, but if we can do it in segments, like first talk about game news, then the what is it, the Persons of Color Grow Association, Minority Grow Association, something like that, and like you got a bunch of stuff, dude. So if we could just segmentize it, that would be dope.
yeah. GameNewz, my company.
Damn,
Entertainment.
the audio's not coming through, KV. Do you want to just try a call in, KV?
How about
Just call in with your regular phone number. It's the one I texted you last week, the Concerned Dabs podcast. Coleman Van.
how's that? Hear me better now?
Yeah, it's a little bit better.
You hear me better now?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. Uh,
Yeah, so can you talk
well,
about GameNewz Inc?
uh, okay.
Oh, damn.
So I'm trying to hear you now.
Okay, yeah, it sounds like you have the YouTube stream on or
Connect.
something. Like there's something feeding back. But can't hear you now. Uh, turn depth, share, text, phone van. All right, there we go. KV, I just texted you the concerned dad call-in hotline. We should just try to do the audio call instead, man. Are you guys ready for that over there in production, Mitchell and Jesse? Okay, cool. Ladies and gentlemen, we have KV on the line. KV, can you hear us?
Hello?
Hey, what's up, KV? Can you hear us?
Hello?
I'm here, KV. Can you hear me? Mitchell, do we have our audios connected? Can you hear me, KV? Oh, he hung up. Can you try calling him, Mitchell? Maybe we'll get a better connection that way.
Call from.
Hello, 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 KV. Can you hear us? KV, are you there? I don't have any audio, Mitchell. Try calling him now, Mitchell, right now. All right, KV, if you're listening right now, pick up the phone. If somebody in your house is on the YouTube, pick up right now. KV! Damn, I can hear him say hello and then he hangs up. All right. All right, KV, I need you to pick up the horn.
Hello?
KV! Can you hear me?
Hello?
KV, are you there? I don't think he can hear me, Mitchell. KV, are you there? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are having technical difficulties. I feel like our audio is not connecting. So I'll continue on with my storytelling while we figure this shit out on episode 53 of Concerned Dabs Podcast. Been out here in Washington for the past month, shopping at the I-502 shops, and there's definitely some dope genetics coming in. My main complaint is harvest date. If the shit's more than 3 months old, it's gonna be crispy as fuck. All right, so I'm gonna try to call him again. All right, ladies and gentlemen. KV, if you are listening, please just pick up your phone and listen for KDM Kane. Jess is gonna try him on his phone. Okay, it looks like Jess has him on his phone. We gotta figure out how to get him through on the Google call here for the live broadcast. I apologize for anybody listening live. Oh, it looks like he's went back on the call. Hey, KV, there's way too much feedback and echo on this, man. On the app. You gotta do the call in. Yeah, through the Discord. It's echoing back forever. Yeah, you got to turn off your YouTube, bro. If there's another device on, you got to turn that off. You got to just have the one on that you're talking through. Okay. Well, it's coming through the speakers feeding back like it's on. Yeah, that sounds better now. Can you hear me now? Damn. Yeah, KV, we got to have you call in that 208 number. The Discord's not working, bro. Yeah, see, that's weird. KV, can you hang up the Discord app and call the 208 number? You got to touch the screen and press the red button. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Technical difficulties. I'm just going to keep on smoking. So yeah, 502. I feel like supply chain is still being worked out. You know, like if the harvest date isn't on there, I assume it's crispy. And crispy might be cool, depending on what you prefer.
Call
Oh,
from
looks like he's calling right now, Mitchell.
KV.
KV, can you hear us? KV, this is KDM Kane, Concerned Dads Podcast. Can you hear us okay?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear us, KV? I can hear you saying hello. KV, this is KDM Kane. Okay, Mitchell, it doesn't sound like he can hear us. Do you think he has us on mute on his phone or something? Like I'm trying to troubleshoot this live, and I feel like I'm kind of running out of options. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, looks like
call
he's gonna
from
call. There it goes again.
KV.
Let's try it one more time. KV, this is KDM Kane. Can you hear me? And he hung up again. Right. All right. So, getting to 20 minutes here, ladies and gentlemen. I feel we might have to reschedule and talk about something else so that we're not just troubleshooting for the next 20 minutes. Do we have anything queued up, Mitchell, as far as content that we could look at as far as the news that is not concerned with the catchphrases that we see in every headline every day? Check what normal has.
call from
You got,
KV.
okay, here he goes again. KV, are you there? KV, this is KDM King, Concerned Dads Podcast. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. KV, can you hear me? There, Mitchell. Everything is connected? It doesn't sound like he can hear me. No? It's like they're aligned from my out to his in. There is. And the volume is up. There's no mute button pressed down. Okay. Well, KV, can you hear me now? Yeah, we don't have a connection, man. Oh boy keeps messaging me on IG too. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're on the 23rd minute of episode 53. Let's go ahead and look at normal and see what kind of news we got here. Okay, so DEA marijuana plant seizures spike. Okay, arrest in fall in 2019. This is from normal.com. Federal law enforcement agents and their partners have made fewer marijuana related arrests in 2019, but seized a far greater number of plants than they did the year before, according to annual data compiled by the US DEA. Okay. An estimated 4 million plants is what was confiscated in 2019, up from 2.8 million in 2018. So less arrests, but more plants. So I guess that means the guys taking part in the hustle are getting a little bit better at what they're doing. So shout out to guys who are able to process information and apply it to their game as far as their grow. I gotta respect guys who are doing stuff like that. Uh, Switch back here. More states taking action to ensure uninterrupted retail access to medical cannabis during COVID-19 outbreak. Okay, it sounds like we have KV checking back in. KV, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear y'all. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, man. Can you introduce GameNewz Inc?
Can you?
Can you talk about GameNewz Inc?
Yeah. Can you hear me well?
Uh, yeah. I heard you say, "Can you hear me well?" It feels like
Okay.
once you start talking, the audio gets choppy though. Like when you had the video up, it wasn't matching up with how the screen was moving. You know what I mean? So like
Game news.
communication, we got to have a good connection in order to have an interview.
Is that the making?
Yeah, it's echoing, bro. You have your headphones in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now my headphones ain't in.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
Is that better?
Yeah, it's echoing a little bit less. All right, man. So can you talk about GameNewz Inc? Can you give us the spiel on that? KV, are you still there? KV, are you still there? Okay, KV, we're gonna have to reschedule this interview, bro. We're gonna have to reschedule. All right, ladies and gentlemen, technical difficulties. I apologize. Sometimes these happen here at Concerned Dad's podcast. Okay, so we got an update here from Normal. KV, can you please press the red button? We got to reschedule, bro. In recent days, Numerous states have taken steps to ensure that state licensed cannabis facilities are explicitly permitted to maintain operations during the COVID 19 pandemic. Eh, Okay, Mitchell, can I switch to a call that's just you and I, Mitchell? There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Does everything sound okay on your end, Mitchell? Okay, cool. We're going to go for maybe 10, 12 more minutes, ladies and gentlemen, wrap up the episode. We will reschedule with KV, hopefully next week or the week after. I'm going to get back to this article about COVID 19 retail sales. It says in several jurisdictions, lawmakers have designated these operations to be essential to the health and well being of the patient community. In others, regulators have either relaxed protocols or moved forward with new emergency rules to facilitate expanded access, such as permitting patients to seek telemedicine appointments and allowing dispensaries to permit curbside pickup and home delivery. Normal is encouraged that lawmakers and regulators are moved expeditiously to make these common sense actions. State Police Policies Coordinator Carly Wolf said, the reality that a growing number of jurisdictions have taken these important steps is further evidence of the degree to which above ground cannabis access is now widely recognized to be an essential part of the fabric of our society and is regarded as being crucial to patients' health and welfare. Sounds pretty echoey in my headphones, Mitchell. That doesn't sound like that on your end, does it? Okay, cool. Might just be a delay on my headphones through my computer. Is there anything else that you guys have seen lately this week that you want to talk about? I feel like this episode has bombed so far, so if you guys just want to bail on, I'm not mad at you. Still checking out normal a little bit more. Um, okay, here we go. Normal formally responds to DEA's proposed changes to marijuana cultivation rules. Okay. Newly proposed rules expand the DEA's authority by declaring it to be the only entity legally permitted to purchase, warehouse, and dispense any cannabis grown under federal license. Damn, that's a little bit too long to break down. God damn it. Mitchell's got a link from Mitchell in production here. Okay, Mitchell sent us an article. This is from mjbizdaily.com. It says coronavirus takes toll on March adult use marijuana sales. So, recreational marijuana sales in 4 key markets decelerated in March as the COVID 19 crisis continues to disrupt both the cannabis industry and the broader U.S. economy. According to point of sale data provided by Seattle based Headset, recreational cannabis sales in Colorado and Nevada declined from March 2019 to March 2020, the first time that monthly adult use sales in either state reported a year over year decrease. Adult use cannabis sales in California and Washington state still rose in March 2020 compared to March 2019, but the growth was less than would be expected under normal business conditions. The declines were mostly acute in the latter half of March, despite a few notable sales spikes prompted by fears that the state officials might force cannabis retailers to shut down. Okay, so for March 1st through the 15th, adult cannabis use sales were up over the same period a year ago by 70% in California, 10% in Colorado, 12% in Nevada, 9% in Washington state. Comparing adult use cannabis sales for March 16th through 31st, year over year sales were up 38% in California, down 21% in Colorado, down 15% in Nevada, up 10% in Washington state. The sharp declines in the back half of March suggest that sales for the full month of April, home to the biggest cannabis sales day of the year, 420, could fare even worse. Amid the coronavirus driven downturn, several large publicly traded companies have scaled back operations and laid off workers to cut costs. The pandemic also has spurred a shift in consumer spending habits, with dollars moving away from pre rolls and toward edibles, and compelled cannabis companies to alter their 420 holiday plans. Word. I can relate to that a lot. I mean, because, everybody is kind of probably preparing for a holiday, but that's dope at the end. How they say people are buying edibles more than flour or anything else because it lasts longer. You know what I mean? If I eat a cookie, you be high for like 8 hours. If I smoke a blunt, I'm gonna be high for like 2 or 3 hours. If I do a dab, I'll be really high for 2 or 3 hours. But if I eat an edible, I'm legit coasting for more than double that time. So that's interesting. But also, I think people initially bought a bunch of weed, and then it's like, fuck, I can't go to work. This 1,200 bucks probably isn't gonna last. So it's like, I mean, weed is pretty high on my priority list as far as budget, but you still got to eat every day. So if there's no work in sight, no unemployment check, then shit, you got to do what you got to do, man. And I hope that's I want people to grow their own. you know I want folks to crack seeds right now, put them in little pots, and then put them outside for the summer. you know I feel like that's the move. I feel like that's the win. um and it looked like it was up still in Cali and Washington, and down in Colorado and Nevada. So that's like, does that mean folks just smoke more in the actual West Coast? You know what I mean? Like maybe everybody else is jumping on a different bandwagon, maybe. Yeah, we got another one from MJ Biz Daily here. Shout out to Mitchell in production. Says wholesale cannabis flower prices in Massachusetts climb on mounting demand and sluggish supply. Marijuana business owners in the state report pounds of wholesale cannabis flower are selling for premium quality indoor grown 4,200, which was 3,500 in 2019. Average quality indoor grown for 3,800. It was 2,800 in 2019. Damn. Wonder what the regs are like, Mitchell. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because it seemed like when Will was on the show and he was out there, because he was in Mass, wasn't he? Or like that was one of the shops he would go to, right? Yeah, he sounded like he wasn't impressed at all. So maybe they need to give out more licenses to more talented individuals. And then also, like plant counts and all that shit is stupid. It's like if you want a free market, then let it be free. And it sounds really stringent over there, like in Vermont and all those other places. So, oh, here we go. Mitchell has more info. As of late February, the commission had licensed 246 marijuana establishments, including 72 cultivators, and had opened 92 marijuana establishments, including 37 retail stores, according to Mass Live. Damn, 72? How many people live in Massachusetts, Mitchell? 72 cultivators. If you put to feed even like a million people, that's not enough. You know what I mean? Like, fuck. Yeah, they need to give out way more licenses. 6.89 mil Damn. Yeah. They gotta like triple, quadruple. They need more people growing out there. We should put in an app, Mitch. You know what I mean? Concern dabs, indoor cultivation. Ah, space is limited. Yeah, that probably is the thing. Not a lot of country. If you got a warehouse, hopefully the water's good and there's no rats or bugs. Fucking doubt it, but hopefully, you know? Shit. Yeah, that's prices up on the East Coast, folks. So anybody listening to this podcast right now, I think you know what that means. I'm not trying to push you one way or the other, but sounds like times are getting drastic during this quarantine. Quarantine. I just want to get some plants outside or in a tent. That's my main goal. If I can do that, have something nicer than the store has. And I'm gonna keep shopping around Washington. I honestly got to say too, in this 502 state, Liberty Reach, I got one of their eights, and those guys were fucking tight. It was called Grape Cake, and it's indica, and I honestly wanted to eat something and go to sleep after I smoked it, which is what I'm looking for. So if Liberty Reach hears this, we'll definitely call you and try to get you on the podcast. But I am a huge fan of your work, sirs. Like, think the lady picked that up at Lucky Leaf. But definitely Liberty Reach Farms. If you're in Washington State, check those guys out. I was impressed by the flowers from that farm. Oh, he's got more numbers. Okay, Mitchell. So it says Gullickson holds MMJ licenses in 4 states. The medical cannabis prices she's seeing per pound of flower wholesale are 2,400 for top shelf in AZ, 15 to 1,600 in Michigan, 3,000 to 3,200 in Ohio, 64 to 7,000 in Pennsylvania. Damn, dog. 64 to 7 in Pennsylvania? What the fuck? Damn, man. We need to go out there, Mitchell. Even if it holds for 1 year, that's worth a fucking investment, dog. Like shit. 6,400. Some fire. Damn. Yeah, that definitely has me scheming. Pretty sure my brother-in-law is from that state. Hmm. Interesting, Mitchell. Interesting. I've been kind of on a holding pattern, you know? So, fuck, that's food for thought. Anybody listening to this? 6,400 to 7,000 a pound for a fire indoor in Pennsylvania. That's insane. And if they have licenses in all those states, fuck. That one, like that's the point of diversifying your portfolio. You know what I mean? And being in multiple markets. Cause holy shit, compared to Michigan, that's like 4 times as much. You know what I mean? And that's not that many states over. Fuck, that's wild. Gullickson, Sarah Gullickson, CEO of cannabis consultancy Cannabis Advisors. Damn, we should try and holler at her and get her on the show too. She sounds like she knows what's up. Um, yeah. So what was that? 41 minutes, Mitchell? So we have like 15, 20 minutes of just us and not technical difficulties. So maybe we can just edit it up so we don't have all that beginning stuff going on. Because I feel like that was just me talking about nothing. At least we're talking about something now. Okay, we got one more article here from Mitchell in production. Washington State to allow social equity applicants exclusive access to revoke cannabis licenses. I did see an article last month on this too, Mitchell. I want to apply for one of those. You know what I mean? I didn't catch my felony charge in Washington, but I caught misdemeanor weed charges when I was in college in that state. So if that's a requirement on the application, it's like shit, nah. Yeah, I went to jail here. Sat in Colfax some weekends. But I think that that's dope of Washington State to do that. I was talking to my lady about that earlier today too. That my biggest complaint about rec shops is it feels like it's run by people who don't smoke weed. You know what I mean? And it's like I understand business people are good at business, but you're really not that good at purchasing product and keeping it fresh. You keep purchasing things that are not selling and they're going crispy dry on your shelf. And it shows the lack of understanding. It's like they have to hire kids for 12 an hour to do their work. And that's fine. But listen to what the kid's saying when he wants to order something. Like that's my main thing. So I think that somebody who has been to jail and got in trouble, and had the knowledge to stick with it or the balls to stick with it after that is gonna be somewhat knowledgeable about the product, and proportionately those people are black and brown. So um proportionately those people don't have the money to put into a license. Like capital is severely restricted for minorities and people of color in any industry. So it's cool that they're recognizing that since all these people got locked up for 30 years, we got to give them somewhat of a leg up now that it's legal. So I think that's very cool. It says that they're going to allow 34 such licenses become available to members of the community disproportionately impacted by, as the bill states, the enforcement of cannabis related laws during state prohibition. Goddamn, Mitchell. I was just talking about it, and then that was how the article was quoted. Cool. The license, which would cost $1,480 with an application fee of $250, will be available from December 1st, 2020 until July 1st, 2028. A special fund is being set up to help social equity applicants. Currently, there is a $1.1 million set aside annually to help with such issues as the application process, business plan development, and assistance for microloans. Goddamn, Mitchell, that gives me hope too. So I could just stay here. You know what I mean? Put in the app, pollinate some seeds. You know what I mean? Make a run. Make a decent, honest living, you know, and do shit I like. That's cool, man. Very, very cool information. What do you guys think over there in production, man? Is that good enough coverage for today? Retreat and regroup. We'll come back next Sunday with something better. Yeah. Do a practice call with KV. Make sure everything's legit. With that, ladies and gentlemen, anybody who's still tuning in live, I appreciate you. I love you. I'm going to do my outro dance. This was the 53rd episode of Concerned Dads Podcast. I was your host, KDM Kane. Our guest tonight was KV from GameNewz Inc. And we're going to get him back. We had technical difficulties, couldn't get the connection. So it goes. Chalk it up and press on. I got to give a special shout out to my guys in production, Mitchell Wilson and Jesse Curry. This has been a Main Node and Joseph Street Enterprise production.